I don't want to die. I want to live. My journey has just started. This is the first and last conversation I had with him about end of life. He was just about your age, 25, freshly graduated from IIM Calcutta, budding entrepreneur. We met first time at IIM Calcutta at a gathering where he shared what all things he's going through on personal fronts, financial fronts, co-founder issues, and academic pressure. As a friend, I was giving that helping hand. I was there to listen to him. And we went for an internship, 3 months, no communication. I thought he was doing well, and he was. When I came back, I got a message that, can you come and see me? I am not keeping well. I was like, yeah. I went and met him. I saw that he's not keeping well. He lost a lot of weight. He was on painkillers. He had sleep issues. He was on sleeping pills and loss of weight. And he was going through all the treatment and checkups. And there comes a diagnosis, 3rd stage colorectal cancer. Never heard of this term before. Did not know how scary it can be. In that 1 year, we fell in love. And after 1 year of treatment got over, we got engaged. And IIM Calcutta is known as JOCA, so we call that Roka in JOCA. We thought finally 1 year of treatment is over, we would start a new life altogether. Lots of dreams, ambitions, as any other couple would have, especially after going through that struggling phase of 1 year. And there comes dark clouds with another diagnosis. Treatment did not work on him. And this time, it completely broke us down. Because this time, there was no hope from any doctor anywhere in the world. We got prognosis of 6 months. Nothing can be done. We are helpless. It took us a few days' time to come out of that, and we, team of friends, started doing research. What else can be done? There has to be something in this world which can save him. And I was looking for that something which I don't know where it exists in this entire world. Did a lot of research and found out that 2 people in millions survived through clinical trials in the US. So started this mission that will go to US for advanced treatment and advanced drugs and will save him. Though all the people, every doctor told us not to do that. There was a question mark on our marriage that it won't happen now because he's going to die. And I told Nitesh that if we are accepting your death today, then there is no purpose of doing all these things what we are doing. He got convinced. We got married in a temple and went to the US for advanced treatment. And that was the worst 1 month of our life, where he lost his voice because he had multiple tumors in lungs, abdomen, pelvis, prostate, tailbone, and it was growing up very fast. And we thought of giving up and going back to India. And there comes a Gujarati Kharia family, strangers to us completely. When they saw us in that situation, they just told us one thing, beta, come home. And that word home is what we were looking for. Somebody give us that warmth and comfort which we are looking in this foreign land. We went there, we were there with them until the last moment. That love, that warmth, care, support, everything they did for us, which we were always looking for. And not just them, but thousands of other people across the globe came forward, supported us with their love. And that's what transformed us. Kaiser was growing. Sometimes it was working, sometimes it was not working. But the best was we did not give up. He did not give up. It doesn't matter how much you live. What matters is how well you live. And the last 8 months of Nitesh, after his last stage diagnosis, was the best 8 months he has ever lived. And the last 2 months before he passed away was the best 2 months I ever enjoyed living with him in our, you can say, married life. He was having shortness of breath. And our worst fear turned into reality. He ended up going to ICU, and he was there for 23 days. I don't know how to handle this entire process of dying, because I never had those conversations with him, because we always had hope. We have better ways to live well. Do we have better ways to die well? No. 23 days I was with him in ICU. I did not see sunlight. I did not take shower for 23 days. One day when I was signing a paper with palliative care team as his advance directive that if his heart stops, I would not do anything. I would not do no CPR, nothing. As I was signing that paper, for me, that paper was like a wedding vow. That when you are not able to speak, I'll speak for you. And I got a call from nurse. She came with a piece of paper where Nitesh had written, "Call my wife." Unfortunately, he passed away on 18th March 2018. And as I said, those 8 months was the best time he has lived and I have lived. And with this journey, I found my purpose of life. That there are millions of people going through this journey. How can we give them support? How can we give them hope? The things which we did not know before, can we provide the same things to other people? I did some trainings in cancer, came back to India, and started Love Heals Cancer to support other cancer patients. This journey, Nitesh's diagnosis, a young man with ambitions, dreams, career, what mattered to him at the end? What mattered to him was, I wish I could take care of my life, my health before. We all have our downsides. We all go through stress, anxiety, sometimes depression, sometimes bad relations, pressure of work, pressure of academics, pressure of relations, and many other things. But what matters is how well you take it. He passed away, it costed him his life, because there was one phase in his life where he was in tremendous stress, in pressure, where he did not take care of his health. He had his startup, he was very busy in that, did not take care of his health. Who thought that he would have cancer? And just 1.5 years, he would lose his life. And I could see his transformation from a budding entrepreneur to a person who just wants to serve now cancer patients. And that's what matters at the end. How many lives you are able to touch. If you are able to save one life, if you are able to save one person's life, your work is done. We had access to all best medical treatment. But what was missing from our care was healing, love. We got this at the end. But a few things which was missing from the care, we got it very late, and it was too late for him to start that. And that's the mission I started, that no other people should miss those things. We were on this journey, started Love Heals Cancer, lots of volunteers helping cancer patients, and that was the mission now. But it doesn't stop there. Another beautiful thing happened, which I never thought, because I was in the process of surrendering. We had access to everything, but could not save him, because maybe that time the focus was on the outcome, not on the process. Hence, the end-of-life care is very important. So a part of our project is end-of-life conversation. How you talk to your patient or anybody in your family, not just patient, because death is the supreme truth, we all know. So it's bound to happen. So can we talk about it and not getting scared of it? How can we really embrace this concept beautifully and gracefully? Doesn't matter you have disease or not, it's bound to happen. So when I surrendered, after he passed away, I found a beauty in surrendering, where again, thousands and lakhs of people joined this journey of helping other patients. And other people, not just patients, anybody who is going through suffering, trauma, loss. How can we really provide that comfort to the other person? If your friend is going through something, how can you help the other person? And you will see beauty of when you help somebody. It's not just about giving, it's also about receiving. The satisfaction which you receive when you help somebody. What I did for Nitesh, it was not just about doing it for him. The satisfaction which I was getting while I was doing caregiving for him was just amazing. If I have to do it again, I would proudly do it again. And hence I surrendered. I surrendered to the process that I will see what is going to happen in my life next, but my purpose is to serve patients now. When I was doing that, I met a friend from IIM Calcutta after 3 years, and he was doing volunteering with Love Heals Cancer. Investment banker at JP Morgan, have top-notch credentials in finance anybody would dream of. And one day, he said that, I want to live the banking career and move into serving patients. I was surprised. Like, this was your dream from last 27 years. Now you are there where you want to be. He was like, no, I see suffering of patients day in and day night. And if I'm able to save that one person, I'll be very grateful for it. So that person not only left his career and joined hands with me, but also embraced the mission which Nitesh and I started. Not just embraced that mission, but also embraced me, and he is my life partner now. That's the beauty of surrendering. I got more than what I asked for. Now together we are helping patients and impacting lives. Not just we two, but there are thousands of other people who are a part of this journey. Because some point in our life we realize that we heal together. If that one support we are able to provide, it gives us immense satisfaction. So all the young people who are here, I understand what you must be going through in your life. There are ups, there are downs. If I have to give you one advice from my personal experience, no matter what hardships you go through, never, ever, ever take your health for granted. We see young people getting heart attack, 20 years, 27 years, people getting heart attack, thyroid, and many other chronic illnesses. You don't deserve that. We are young, and we have our whole life ahead. Can we focus on health also? So nourish yourself well with healthy food. Do exercise, stay fit. Create a healing environment wherever you are, be it classroom, be it your hostel, be it your home, be it in the garden, wherever you feel is your comfort zone. And have a support group, be it your friends, family, colleagues, students, professors, anybody. Because when we go through those bad moments, this is all matters. And as Mother Teresa has quoted very beautifully, we can do no great things, but only small things with great love.